don't leave, I have to have a warrant issued for your arrest and charge you trespassing. Will you leave the store? You will not leave the store.
We weren't taught to be afraid of anything. The whole thing about being subservient or being less than wasn't talked about. It was like, you're here and you're just as good as anybody else. So I got to Virginia Union, and I realized this was a school of academia. I was there during all that time when civil rights was being talked about. I remember my father was working with the NAACP, and the time came for us to make a decision. We had already been trained, by the way. Martin Luther King had come to the campus, many great civil rights activists had come to the campus to talk about Gandhi and nonviolence and what to do in that situation. We decided that we would go down to Thalhimers that February 22nd, 1960. 34 of us went into Thalhimers, and some sat around the lunch counter, others went to the upper restaurant on the upper level with the escalator. It was a beautiful store. It was really the mecca of shopping in Richmond at that time. We went into that store to really make a statement. We were around the lunchroom counter, and we looked out. We asked for it to be served, and of course we were called names, and before we knew it, we saw the wagons pulling up. The police came in with their brown suits and their kind of leather bill caps. They came in with the German Shepherd dogs and chains, and that was the scary part, because I remember seeing on television what the dogs had done and what the hoses had done. And I said, oh my gosh, is this going to be violent? Like what? Am I going to be a part of this violence too? Before I knew it, they made the statement, if you do not leave now, you're going to be under arrest. And we looked at each other and we just said, we've come this far. We're not going to leave now. And they put us into these wagons, and we're on our way to jail. And I kept thinking, oh, my mother and my father are going to be, so upset because I have broken everything I told them I wasn't going to do, I've done. But I felt good about what I was doing. Didn't know why so much, I just did. And so soon after that, someone came to us maybe an hour or so later, wasn't that long, and they said, you're free to go. And I said, what do you mean we're free to go? So you're free to go, your bail has been paid. We were let out of the jail, and instead of the wagons being outside that brought us there were blocks and blocks of people that were standing on both sides of the street near the jailhouse, waving their hands and giving us the high five, and it was like they were elated. It was such a wonderful thing to realize that we were strong enough to make a stand, but I really didn't know the impact it would have. But across the nation, it was having impact. Not just with the sit-ins, but the hotels and other places that were segregated soon were desegregated because of that action and other actions that were taken. I'm so thankful that this is being done to bring recognition to the fact that it did happen. February 22nd did happen, and it should be remembered.